Other special events, Kathy, we have the trail open to the public, and we have fun runs and all kinds of things happen out there. We advertise before the event, and so we'll put signs up if somebody doesn't want to be on the trail because they think there's going to be too many bicycles or something like that. They can go to another area of the trail and say, oh, I'm going to stay out of that area for the day. Usually what we see is a lot of different uses using the trail cooperatively, though, and we don't have a lot of conflict and problem with that.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I would like to acknowledge today, I know we've heard of a lot of different acknowledgments, but I'm thinking, I've been on the commission since 2001, and prior to that I was in the legislature, and there have been so many people, most of them were mentioned, but I want to particularly mention some past folks. Like I say, Congressman Brian Baird comes to mind, former Parks Director Michael Welter. I remember for the first 6 or 7 years I was here, Michael was living, eating, and breathing this trail. And I just think people like that ought to be recognized. And it's not just the folks that were department heads or elected officials, all the staff over the years, many of whom have retired by now, but they're all a big, big part of making this happen. This just didn't happen automatically. It's been an awful lot of work over a long period of time. These bikers going right now and bells ringing. And another point that I think we don't want to lose sight of is just how important this is for health. You know, I'm sure you've been involved too with our countywide effort for Thurston Thrives, which is basically a recognition that health is much more than just how often you go to the doctor. It's all that we're seeing right here now. It's how, you know, if you have a job, if you have employment, you have education, if you have access to recreation. And this is a perfect example of how people can stay healthy without going to a doctor. It's a wonderful thing. So I'm really grateful for the effort of Thurston Thrives and how this all fits together. It's incredible. Any final words about the trail that you'd like to?
Probably just to continue with what you were saying about the health aspect of our trail and park system out there. That the Thurston Thrives program is promoting health and wellness. That's where we come in. We really feel like there's a very close connection between health and your parks and trail systems out there. Come out and use the parks, come out and use the trails. We mentioned commuting, people using the trail to go to work, for example. The trail allows them to feel safer doing that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So they can travel through the community and feel safe and get their exercise. We see a lot of, you mentioned the different age brackets of folks that we see out there. We see a lot of kids, when school gets out, 2:30, 3 o'clock, the trail's full of people. They could be running up and down the trail. They're using the trail in a lot of different capacities out there. And that's what we really like to see. We have commuters, we have recreational folks, we have young, we have old, and it's fantastic. And the volume of people using the trail, we believe, outpaces all of our